It's pretty wild when you think about it, how many different products we actually use to clean our car. Of course, there's a lot of marketing behind this and making dedicated products for dedicated issues when we're cleaning, maintaining, or just washing our vehicle. So today we're going to go through these products and talk about how you can very much simplify this down to just 5 products to clean and maintain your vehicle. This is going to be something that you are washing your vehicle frequently, doing your normal maintenance washes with, and really just keeping your car looking nice without spending a ton of money and having a ton of different products on your shelf. Welcome back to the channel, and let's jump into it. Well guys, I know this seems like a little bit of a monumental task, breaking down this entire desk of detailing related products just down to 5 to clean and maintain your vehicle. But this actually came up the other night as I was scrolling through Instagram. I saw a reel that I've seen many times, and it was kind of the funny thing of, how men clean their cars, and they have 20, 30, 40 different products, and then how they clean themselves. And it's just a simple bottle of body wash. And I got thinking about that because I've been reading a lot of comments from you guys lately. Yes, I do read the comments, and I try and hear what you guys are saying, not only about the videos, giving me helpful feedback, or just trying different products out there that you guys want to see videos made about. And the thing that keeps coming up is a lot of you are very frustrated, not only with YouTubers like myself, as well as chemical manufacturer companies just having so many different products for singular use cases. And this brought up this topic to me and saying, can we simplify all of these products down to just a core, very small amount of products? And I kind of came up with the magical number of 5 products you can clean and maintain your vehicle with. Now, a lot of the times when you sit here and look at these products, you can see we've got a dedicated wheel cleaner, a dedicated tire cleaner, an alkaline pre-wash, a pH neutral shampoo, we've got a bug remover, an acid shampoo, a detail spray, rinseless washes, protection. You come over here to the interior side, we've got glass cleaners, we've got interior cleaners, we've got Alcantara cleaners, we've got SiO2 infused waterless washes, SiO2 infused detail sprays. It can just become overwhelming, and I think a lot of you get very tired of feeling like you have to purchase all of these products just to clean and maintain your car. So today we're going to distill this down. We're going to go through each one of my top 5 products I would recommend you have in your detailing arsenal, and how they're going to work in multiple different areas of actually cleaning and maintaining your vehicle. Now, importantly, this is not going to take care of absolutely every single issue that may come up when we're detailing. And why I say issue is because that's how I kind of think of detailing. Let's say you have a white vehicle and you drive it and you clean it and you maintain it, and then you see some iron deposits on it. Well, that is an issue that has arisen. You also may see some really nasty stains in your carpets. That is an issue. You need to find a product to actually go in there, clean, and remove. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I really hope this is interesting for you guys, because I really think it'll help quite a few of you. Now, again, understand with these 5 products we're talking about today, this is not something that's going to take care of every single use case you're ever going to have when it comes to actually cleaning your car. But this is going to take up 95% of what you actually need to maintain your car on a weekly basis, a bi-weekly basis, a monthly basis. Let's say you just put long-term protection on your car, something like a ceramic coating or PPF or a mixture of both. These are the core products you're going to need to actually clean up your vehicle. The first thing I think you 100% need to have is a nice pH neutral snow foam. Well, Colton, you could get a rinseless wash and replace this and also have more use cases. Well, I do agree with that, but I also think this is actually the safest possible way to wash your car. Why spend all that money or all of that time correcting your car, coating your car, getting it perfectly dialed in, and not using the safest methods possible to actually clean it up? Well, I personally think the 2-bucket, or especially the 1-bucket wash, is the safest way to actually wash your car with a nice foam cannon. So that's why this is a core product for me. Now, there are genuinely a dizzying amount of pH neutral snow foams out there. It can be hard to tell what's good, what's bad, what you should spend your money on, what you shouldn't spend your money on. There's a few things that I look for in a pH neutral snow foam. One of those being that it's pH neutral. Number 2 being that it's heavily concentrated. If you are purchasing using gallons of soap that can be a third of the price of something like this, that might be great. They might have great cleaning power, they might be slick, but oftentimes what you're gonna see is you are using a ton of product. And once you realize it, you're essentially paying the same amount, if not even more, than spending more money on something that is heavily concentrated. Now, these two in front of me are basically two of my favorite options that are gonna work with all sorts of different pressure washers. That's a topic I don't think a lot of people talk about. You have, the Ryobi pressure washers around a 1.6 to a 1.7 gallon per minute. You've got the new AR635s, the Active 3.0 that are 3 gallons per minute. Naturally, most people don't understand this. You're going through a heck of a lot more snow foam. So especially when you're using higher GPM pressure washers out there, you want something that is heavily concentrated. Now, I would say if there's one soap out there that I've tested so far that seems to be my favorite, it's over here, Adam's Mega Foam. You can typically find this on a great discount. It's also very concentrated and importantly, very viscous. Incredible Suds Type 2 over here, they have made more viscous. And what I mean by that is when you're diluting it, pouring it into your foam cannon, mixing it up in your water solution. This one can be a little bit harder. It's gotten better from the Type 1. It's better than a lot out there, but I think I prefer Adam's Mega Foam over here. And it seems to be my absolute favorite one. Only using 1 to 2 ounces in a foam cannon, half an ounce to an ounce in your wash bucket, you're gonna be good to go. So next, on to product number 2. Keeping on the theme of washing and maintaining the exterior of our vehicle, this would look like a normal array of different products you would find a detailer have, or maybe even a DIY enthusiast. You'd have a dedicated wheel cleaner, you've had a dedicated tire cleaner, a bug remover, a alkaline-based pre-wash here, and maybe even acidic soap. Now, in this category, I think about this more, again, as this whole segment as you're kind of maintaining and cleaning your car. You're not letting it get to the point of like, you need a nuclear weapon to actually clean this thing. These are your frequent maintenances. And a lot of the times you can replace every single one of these products with this. This is Kosh Chemi Green Star, a universal cleaner and all-purpose cleaner. Now there's many different all-purpose cleaners out there. This has become one of my absolute favorites. So this sits more on the alkaline side of the scale at a pH of 12.5 concentrated here in this bottle. This is a very affordable product that is very heavily dilutable. So oftentimes, instead of reaching for a dedicated wheel cleaner, which can be extremely expensive, you can use something like Kosh Chemi Green Star. You can also use this on tires. You can importantly also use this for a bug remover. A lot of the times dedicated bug removers are great at doing that, but a lot of the times they're relatively the same chemistry as just a nice all-purpose cleaner here. So once you dilute this down properly, easy to spray off the front end, really break down those bugs before you ever even go in and do your contact wash. This is also a very effective product at doing pre-washes, which is surprising how well this did versus Built Hamber Touchless. I recently just posted a video and the results really spoke for themselves. These two were pretty much almost identical. Now, do understand with a product like this, you're naturally for a pre-wash going to use a little bit more than you would for something like Built Hamber Touchless, especially in an IK, but it's an extremely effective product at breaking down dirt and grime, again, with that alkaline punch to it. Now, this is also a product you can use on engine bays, on plastics if you're getting ready to dress them or coat them. You can also use this on floor mats. You can use this on your interior. Now, do understand though, with the interior, this being a more alkaline cleaner, you're going to want to neutralize that by wiping it down with a damp, just microfiber towel with water in it. But this can be a versatile cleaner that can really just, boom, quickly hit everything and get the job done. This is a product I very, very often reach for, and something you can even mix with your pH neutral snow foam over here to give you a little bit more of a punch. But this stuff is extremely impressive. Again, there's some other great all-purpose cleaners out there. Kosh Chemi Green Star just seems to be one of my favorites. Moving on to the next segment now, we're talking a little bit different for more kind of general touch-ups here and there for helping you dry off your vehicle for some certain other things. So a lot of people love using a dedicated detail spray. This is one of my favorites out there from Pasha Detailing. This is their paint finisher. Now this is a product you can use as a drying aid. You can also just keep in your vehicle to touch up some fingerprints, maybe wipe off the screens in the interior of your car. You can use this for bird bombs, spray it on it, scoop it up with a microfiber towel, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be very, very safe and effective at just quickly hitting something. I think quick detailers are essential to have. They're great for after you've washed your vehicle to actually go in, dry up the door jambs, and just help you soak up all of that water. Waterless wash is an interesting product that I don't think a lot of people use necessarily properly. The way I typically use waterless washes are for my drying aids or even something like glass cleaners. So I'll kind of interchange quick detailer with waterless wash. Waterless wash typically has a little bit more slickness in it because this is more meant to, have a little bit more cleaning power in it, as well as a little bit more lubrication often than a traditional detail spray. So if you have something that's a little bit dirtier, spray this on a microfiber towel, spray it on the area you're cleaning up, boom, scoop it up and wipe it. Now again, this is not going to be like a full dedicated, you're washing your car with this. I never really recommend that. I see a lot of people, you go to a car show, something like that, you drive the vehicle to there, car gets dusty, and then you see people with like old microfiber towels, a detail spray or waterless wash, wiping it down, just inducing a ton of scratches. Not a big fan of that. The last product we have over here is a glass cleaner, and glass cleaners, I've got my own views on them. I've got my own method that I use, actually mixing waterless wash with something like Koch Chemie glass cleaner over here to give you a nice slickness feel to it. But there are certain times you want a dedicated glass cleaner to break down off-gassing on your interior, or just product you can quickly hit and not going to get a lot of streaking. But pretty much all of these products can actually be replaced by something like this, and that is a rinseless wash. Now I know for a lot of you, I made some videos and have some very strong opinions on rinseless washes. I think they're a great product for a wide variety of reasons. I'm not going to go in depth with that. I personally do not think this should ever replace a nice foam cannon, pH neutral shampoo, doing a 2-bucket, 1-bucket method if you have the ability to do so. These are great products for actually washing your car if you live in an apartment, an urban environment where you don't have access to running water, you can't afford a pressure washer, and this is a whole hell of a lot better than taking your car through a brush car wash. But these products are actually extremely versatile at making something like a quick detailer, making something like a waterless wash, or even a glass cleaner. So this is something you can get a product like this, make a ton of it with very, very little solution, and actually help you just overall clean up your car. You can use these as drying aids. You can even use these as pre-washes. Again, going back to Koch Chemie Green Star here and our Built Hammer Touchless, this actually did surprisingly decent versus those two very strong cleaners on there to actually work as a pre-wash. And again, diluting it down, very, very minimal amount of product. These are very versatile. So you can mix up something like this instead of having a dedicated detail spray or a dedicated glass cleaner, and just use these products. Now, dilution ratios are crazy on this. When you're doing rinseless washes, 256 to 1, you're using essentially an ounce of products for 2 gallons of water. Now, personally, O&R is not my favorite. There are some other options out there, something like rinseless wash from DIY Detail. I prefer a little bit over O&R. I just don't really like the scent of this, don't really like the feel of it, yada, yada, yada. My favorite, though, has to be Armor Detail Supplies Hero. Again, this is just a versatile product that I think is really, really nice to have in your arsenal for just quickly hitting glass, quickly hitting bird bombs, wiping down screens. You can use this on door jambs. There's so many different wide arrays of things you can use something like a rinseless wash. That's why I think it should be in your top 5 detailing products. Now that we've got our exterior dialed in, let's jump inside. Interiors can get pretty nasty pretty quick, especially if you have kids, especially if you have dogs, especially if you commute a lot, eat in your car, things like that. So it's important to have something you can quickly clean up your interior. Now again, like with all of the other products we're talking about, if you just leave your interior for like 6 months, a year, and don't touch anything, you're gonna need a little bit more cleaning power. But these are a wide variety of products that I'm typically using here in my professional detailing business, or products that I like to use on my own personal cars. Something like an interior quick detailer can quickly pick up some dirt and grime in your interior. It's not necessarily a heavy cleaner, but you can use this on screens. Again, you can use something like a rinseless wash on screens, dilute it down properly so it's not leaving a ton behind. Then you move on to some more dedicated interior cleaners on leathers. A lot of interior cleaners in general, I find, leave a lot behind. So very similar to using something like Green Star, again, diluted properly on your interior, can just leave kind of this film behind. They can become kind of sticky. They may be great at giving that heavier punch there, but you have to go back in, kind of wipe them up. Again, you've got multiple cleaners here. One of the big ones that I've seen as of recent is Alcantara or Micro Suede, and having a dedicated cleaner for that is actually really, really important. You're definitely not going to want to use something like PNS Express here, or, you know, the Geon leather cleaner, or something that is maybe even slightly outside of the pH neutral range. These cleaners a lot of the times get left in something like Alcantara Micro Suede and even carpets, for example, and actually create this very stiff bristles on them. And for Alcantara Micro Suede, that's absolutely not what you want to do. You want to have a product that's going to go in there, it's going to clean it, leave nothing behind. It's going to leave it feeling very soft. Now, MZR is kind of a nuclear bomb when it comes to cleaning interiors. You can use this on carpets for very heavy extraction, or you can even use this on leather. Again, this is going to be a product where you're going to need to damp microfiber towel, pick all that up. Now, instead of using all of that, you can use something like Kosh Chemie Polestar. This is one of the best interior products out there, bar none. So this, again, as many of the Kosh Chemie products, comes very, very concentrated. Dilute it down properly. This can become a very quick interior detailer. This can become cleaning some really, really nasty seats. If you need a little bit more cleaning power, again, you can always bump up to something like Kosh Chemie Green Star and then come back with this if you need to neutralize it, or neutralize it with a quick little damp microfiber towel. But this is also great for cleaning textiles, things like cloth seats, things like Alcantara, which is actually extremely impressive. Again, being that this is pH neutral, you're not leaving anything behind. And that's the most impressive thing about this product. Again, 99% of the interior cleaners I use, if you get it some spray on, you know, some like anodized aluminum inside, on screens like that, it just becomes a smeary mess, and you're always having to grab another product to, you know, neutralize that one. You can actually wipe down your screens with this, or if you get it on there, it just wipes away perfectly on, you know, all the shiny bits on your interior. This stuff leaves nothing behind, but it's also an extremely effective cleaner. So this for me is just the all-in-one, pretty much best interior product on the market, and replaces almost all of this. All right, now we're rounding this off with our fifth and final product here, and that is CarPro Pearl. Now, this was a little tricky because I tried to think about pretty much almost every single use case of how you would maintain a car. And one of the areas I like to maintain are, of course, tires or engine bays or plastics. And you need a product that's versatile like this, that you can use them in many different areas. So as the name suggests, we have plastic, engine, rubber, and leather. So this can also be a leather interior conditioner. Now, I'm not a huge fan of overly conditioning interiors. A lot of interiors don't need it if you frequently clean them and just keep them maintained and proper, but this is a product that can sit on your shelf. It's gonna make your tires look great. The thing I like about this product is it's heavily versatile, very dilutable, comes concentrated. So you're not gonna use this straight out of the bottle to make some tire kicker, very shiny tires. I typically use this at a 1 to 5 for tires. You can also dress engine bays with this, all of your plastics. There's a lot of different cars out there now that have those deep textured plastics, and most people don't know how to maintain them. So you grab something like Kosh Chemie Green Star, clean them up, apply a layer of pearl to it. It's not going to last forever. I always recommend ceramic coating them, but this is a product that all of those areas you can dress, keep them looking nice, keep them from looking very dull. And it's an absolutely great product to have. So this absolute staple in my detailing arsenal, and that rounds out our 5 products I think you can basically keep your car clean and maintained for an extremely long period of time. Now, I'm also going to give you one bonus one. All right, so the whole rationale behind the bonus one here is I don't think this is a product you absolutely have to have, especially if you've ceramic coated your car, you're maintaining it on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, or just overall maintaining it, and that is added protection. So let's say you got PPF, you've got a ceramic coating. A lot of people just love to overly use added protection products or toppers or things like that. So you've got different ceramic sealants, you've got SiO2 based waterless washes, you've got ceramic infused detail sprays. I personally think you don't really need a ton of these because you can just use a product like this. This is Geon Wet Coat, and this is by far and away one of my favorite products out there. Now again, I don't think this is absolutely essential to have, this is a nice to have because it can replace a ton of added different protection products. The reason being is after you've come in with your pH neutral soap, you've washed your car, you've done your contact wash, you rinse it off. If you want to add a little bit of a topper to your paint, your glass, your wheels, your plastic trim, grills, whatever it may be, this is the easiest way to do so. You essentially spray it on a wet panel, rinse it off with a pressure washer, and you're done. It goes in all of the nooks and crannies. It's a very, very easy, simple to use product. And what I find, no, it doesn't last super long. It's typically 1 to 3 months, depending on time of year and, your overall environment you're in. But this is a product that replaces pretty much all of those spray infused detailers, ceramic sealants, things like that, and is way, way, way simpler to use. Now, this is a product that, yeah, can be quite expensive, but if you purchase it in larger sizes, you don't blow through a ton of it, you frequently use it on your vehicle, maybe, twice a year, maybe 4 times a year, whatever you decide is best for you. It's an absolute great product to have. So that rounds out our top 5 added bonus 6 products you can have to clean and maintain your car. And it is pretty insane when you looked at the table beforehand, how many different products worked with only very specific use cases, like having a bug remover, having a dedicated wheel cleaner, a dedicated tire cleaner, when you can just grab something that works on a wide array of different areas on your vehicle. So I think it's important as a professional detailer to have all of those products, explain how they work. And again, that last 5% we're talking about, getting those issues fixed, be able to diagnose those, fix those for my customers, as well as show you guys. Now, again, I don't think you can forever get away with all of these. You're gonna deal with some tar over time, some iron remover, maybe you spill a coffee in your carpet, something like that. You might need something a little bit more aggressive. But this line of products here with just 5, you can clean and maintain your car for a whole hell of a long time. So I hope you guys appreciated this video. All these products will be linked in the description below. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you agree with my top 5 products or if there's something you think I should replace it with. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in another one soon. Bye-bye.